Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. All right, everyone. Thank you for waiting. If everyone can hear me and see me, please say something in chat. My Christmas tree is bright. That was ridiculous. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Oh, man. What a wonderful live that was. Awesome. Did everyone see Cher's live tonight with Donna Seraphina and Enchanted Life Path? It was awesome. I loved it. I was so glad to see them both together. Um, kind of brainstorming and excuse me, and explaining, you know, where they sit with the Summerwells case, and excuse me. And so, if you haven't seen it, please do. Here, I'm gonna put it up for you guys. Oh my gosh, I've been eating so much bad food for the holidays. It's ridiculous. All right, so for those who um, did not see some of the live or didn't see it at all, I'm just going to play a few little clips and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, we're just waiting for that. Oh, thank you, Tracy. We are just waiting for the lovely guests. Oh, we got Carl. Hello, Enchanted Life Path.
Hello, Cher. Hello, everybody, and hello as well, Mark and Donna, and as well Lauren, Sweetie Parlo. It's good to be here. Hello to everybody in chat.
Yeah, I don't see you on many people's live streams, so I'm really glad that you accepted tonight. I've been very anxious for this. That's why I have a migraine, but I'm powering through because I think it's very important that you and Reverend Donna have a platform because you guys have a nice way of um, basically spelling it out for people who, like for me, I need things sometimes spelt out to like right on point and say.
A different method of research from who I class as my peers, and then I rolled it all up into my own sort of template and formula and took it from there. And it has been an enjoyable 6 years on Enchanted Life Path. I've gone through a lot of journeys, and I must say, the people who joined sort of my journey on the Summerwells case at the start without an understanding of any of these topics, it's been good to see them all coming along on the journey and learning and seeing the things, and having that revelation happen in front of them with a lot of my work. So I want to stop there and you can introduce Donna into it. But I do think it's been within a very morbid thing, within a very morbid case. There's been some good points, and I just want to just end it there. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Reverend Donna. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me share.
Um, so I'll let you kind of do. I would love you to explain. I played your clip when you were going through and explaining your ability through the Valo case, but I would love. We have 1,051 people in here. If you could just kind of give us kind of go through your gift and describe that to people tonight.
Well, I've had the ability to
Sorry, this is really the important part. I hope that the sound is fixed. Thank you.
sense spirit and other probably interdimensionals since I was a child. Um, but I never cared about it at all. Like there would be occasional times when a spirit person might approach me and I would communicate with them and they would go away, but I again didn't care. And I was just living my life. And then when my daughter died in 2011, um, I had other times when really strong physical phenomena would happen around me. But when Nicole died, it was really extreme. And it was one door open after another that this was a path. And it gave me a purpose because I felt like when my daughter reason to be on the earth anymore. And it's just like the angel showed me a purpose. And so
Mm.
I just decided I loved it so much. I went to every single spiritualist church in my county. So that's what it is when people like to develop their mediumship and serve God that way. A lot of them are Christian spiritualists, but they point to all these places in the Bible that this is a gift. And
Mm-hmm.
To me, right? So when the trauma happened, and then I got medicated for some of those, things that I was going through for anxiety and bipolar and all that, then it like really hit me that the gift was real. I always thought that I was just crazy. And so it was really refreshing to hear Donna Serafina kind of explain that because I think me and a lot of other mediums have the same feeling, right? Can y'all hear me? Sorry. I think you should be able to hear me now. I think it's delayed. I'll wait. I will wait until y'all confirm. Sorry. It's been hell with OBS Stream Labs. I think I'm just going to stick with StreamYard. I think that would be wise. This is too advanced for me. Yeah, sure. Sorry. So, Donna Serafina was explaining that she always knew when she was younger that, you know, connecting to the spirit world, I guess, just didn't bother her or concern her. And I had the exact same, you know, um, upbringing where, like, I knew that there was a voice or voices there, but it just, I guess I just kind of ignored it and put it to the side. And then as I got older and lived life a little bit and had some trauma happen to me, and then I got medicated for everything, then it started to really come through. So, me and Donna share that, you know, same kind of upbringing and result of trauma. So, anyway, I just thought that that was very interesting because I've never heard the full story or the background of Donna and how she got into mediumship. And I know that she's been doing it for a long time, but I had no idea, how long she's been doing it or how she got there. Right? Hi, Killer Looks. I just saw you subscribe. Thank you so much. Um, I think I subscribed to you the other day, and I'm so happy that I found your content. Hi, 12 Step Woman. If you're joining, please like and subscribe, and let me know if you watch the live on Cher's page. Um, and I love Enchanted Life Path. Oh my gosh, these two together, Donna and Enchanted, is probably the perfect storm for the Summerwells case. Some of the things that they said tonight and the brainstorming that was just so natural um, is really hitting home with me. Like I felt the jitters and the anxiety because that's just how Donna and Enchanted Life Path are. They're hard hitters when it comes to brainstorming and being spiritual, I guess, in that sense. So I am so excited for everyone to um, get a hold of that live and really delve into the truth that they're exposing. So, yes. How does everyone feel about um, Donna Seraphina in general? Like, what do you guys think? I want to know what my subscribers feel to be true. Hello, MW Crime. There's a super delay, so I'm really sorry about that. And my camera is like super bright. I just got a new one. And so I'm going to, while I'm waiting, I'm going to try to fix this crazy bright face thing going on. Yeah, she's really good. Um, I tried to connect with JJ and Tylee when the Lori Vallow debacle was going on. It was too um, too much for me. I was so nauseous the entire time. Um, trying to connect with them, and Kylie was quick to come through, and it was just too much. I am not on the Donna Serafina level to handle that at all, and I'm okay with that. Totally okay with that. So she is very respectful. Absolutely respectful. I'm gonna move this up here. There we go. Look, I don't look like a big shiny ball. Okay. Yeah, Donna is amazing. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure everyone like felt, you know, on the same page as me when it comes to mediumship and what she does. It's really abrasive, I think, when you're talking about unsolved murder cases or unsolved missing persons cases, and it unfortunately turns out that you tap into the side of, you know, cruelty and murder and things like that, especially with children. Um, it's very difficult, and there's a very thin line that you have to walk on to make sure that you're not, I don't know, overstepping your boundaries. But fortunately, Donna is secure in herself enough to um, be okay with that. And I'm sure she reaches out to family members and stuff beforehand as much as she can. The JJ and Tylee case was completely different because their parents were psychopaths. So, well, their mother. Yeah, she's very gifted, no doubt. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit. Like, I'll skip through, but I just kind of wanted to recap this and talk about what they're saying. So I'm gonna play it, and then let me know if you want me to replay anything or talk about something specific in the chat.
And so I just decided that that would be a good purpose for me to spend my life to help people who are grieving or help prove the afterlife, because one of my mentors, said if we could prove the afterlife, then a lot of problems in the world would resolve. So that's part of my goal. And
Mhm.
it just gives me purpose.
Hmm. And I was wondering, I didn't know until we had actually spoken privately, but that's a good thing. Some people are probably wondering, like, why is your name Reverend Donna? And as I said, you take your title very seriously, so we're keeping everything respectful tonight in the chat, and everybody, no harassment at all. You said, so it's a lot of Christians and people within the church that kind of surround you and you work with.
Yeah, and that's true, but not all spiritualist churches are the same. So most of them
Okay.
are independent. So like
Okay.
I was going to 4 of them in my county, and one of them, the person who founded that was a Buddhist monk. And
Oh, cool.
yeah, it was really neat. And so a lot of things are the same, but some are slightly different. And then a different church was a Christian spiritualist. And then another one is just a spiritualist. So they're all slightly different, just depending on who put them together and who's going there.
Hmm. Thank you so much for the super chats, by the way. Now, can I ask, what started? I know you've had a little bit of contact with Donald. Is that anything that you would be willing to get in tonight? How did that kind of start
Oh
for
yeah,
you?
no, that's
Or
fine.
okay.
That's fine. No, I've messaged him since the beginning on Facebook. He didn't respond on Facebook, but then so I had his phone number, so I texted him. So we've had a few conversations over, I'd say, the past month and a half. We've had a few conversations. Um, he's always been very polite to me.
Mm.
Um, so I don't know what else to say. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, no, that's okay. I have invited.
I'm sorry, I love her. She's like, I don't know what else to add to that. So what are we doing? Um, it's just amazing to me that so many people have Don Wells' number and that they can just call him up. You know what I mean? And I think that that's sort of Don Wells' plan to make sure that he controls the narrative and that anybody that wants to contact, the family about what happened, Don is the one. He's always the one, not Grandis, not Candace, not anyone else. And it's just, that's one of the clues to me that he allegedly knows more than, what he's saying. And it gets really interesting in this live when they start talking about the SDA church and Robin's involvement. Um, it's it's quite eye opening.
Donald up here tonight, and he texted um, about 20 minutes ago, and he said, "Thank you, but I better hit the hay so I can make it to church in the morning. But thank you and God bless." Now he's well aware. He's been texting me all day. Just because he says he's going to bed and might not pop up doesn't mean he won't. We all know how Donald
Yeah.
works. Now, the what I got from my discussions with Don today is that it actually seemed, because I told him, like, I'm not doing this to make you mad. There was once upon a time, back in like August, where Don told me that he felt I was one of the only people, me and Mr. Cher were one of the only people that surrounded him at the time that actually loved Summer and cared about Summer, like actually cared about getting the answers, no matter how dark and deep it went. So, I told him, like, I'm not doing this because, well, you don't believe in psychics. I'm doing this because, like, Don, I think that you should want to do this, even if it's against your beliefs or your religion and your church. Like, your church would sound kind of funny kicking you out or whatever, just because you did anything humanly possible to try and get the answers for your daughter. So and the way he's been talking today almost seems supportive, instead of, well, this and that. He did send me a couple Bible verses and links to look at, but at the same time he's like, well, thank you for the offer, and have a good show, and God bless you guys. And it's a lot different than what it was in the past of talking about psychics. So I think that's interesting.
Yeah, it's his choice, because if he agreed to it but he didn't want to do it, it would screw up the energy anyways. I would be able to get more on my own than dealing with someone who was like trying to
Yeah.
block the energy.
I want to talk about that. She is absolutely right. Okay. When there's more people involved in trying to either interrupt or try to catch you off guard, or they don't want to talk about the truth, it clogs up the energy field. You know what I mean? Like, it clogs up the ability to reach out to spirit so that you don't get the right answers, or they get muddled, because energy is energy, no matter how you want to spin it. Um, and if someone is trying to deter you from finding the truth, that's why readings can go wrong. And you have to be really careful that you don't attract, the wrong type of person who has the wrong type of energy who's trying to throw you off. And so it's very important to sometimes not reach out. So it's been really great, actually, that Dawn has not been on live. And when Benny and Molly Golightly and all of those people who were over in Tennessee, when they left and it calmed down, the the energy and the way to communicate with spirit was better. Things started to become more clear. There were more responses that I felt were right. And again, Donna is on another level than I am. I'm still learning. I'm a baby compared to Donna, but she's absolutely right. The less the energy stream is clogged, the better results that you can get when you're trying to meditate and tap into these cases. So I just wanted to point that out.
But if he
Yep. And
truly
you've always
wanted,
told me, yep, you've always told me, don't try and force them into anything, because it won't work as well. So,
yeah. So it's just, I mean, the bottom line is all I care about is Summer. I don't care. I mean, I care, but for the purposes of finding Summer, I'm not here to judge his past. I'm not here to judge, you know, drinking or taking drugs. I don't even those. I, I don't care in the sense that my
Hey, Amber
focus
True Seeker,
is
glad you're here.
finding Summer and finding what happened to Summer. If Summer is alive, that every night I pray that that vision that I had was wrong. Every single
hmm
night I pray for Summer, and I pray that, oh, maybe Robin just thought she needed to go to a better home and took her off somewhere. And that would just be the ideal ending. and I pray
Mhm.
to be wrong. So I'm not in any way going, oh yeah, I'm right and I want this to be right and I'm going to prove this right. It's not like that and at all.
Right. No, it hasn't been. Now you and Carl, aka Enchanted Life Path here, if you don't mind, I'll start with asking you first, Donna. How did you guys come about? Because I was thinking for a while before I even knew you guys were talking, I'm like, these two need to link up. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
I'm so
um,
glad they did.
so a lot of people write me
Do y'all
emails
think Dom was watching?
that,
And Robin?
on any reading I do, there's, how it is, all the people write emails about
Hmm.
things they have figured out related to what you say. And someone had told me about Carl and that he's really good at digging into the occult and that type of thing, and if it might be related, like these pedo rings or whatever. And so anyways, they were able to give me his email address, so I emailed him. I believe I could be wrong. I think I emailed him and introduced myself. um
Yeah,
but is that right, Carl?
yeah, it was. And it's good to see you as well. But yeah, it was. That's correct. And it was through my videos as well, where you'd seen my videos with what I put out in response to your first reading, which was on Sweetie Pilo's channel.
Okay, now I remember. Yeah, so he made a that's how I met him. So he made a video. So he made a video related to what he's researched from my reading. So maybe that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was so interested in getting to the bottom of it, really wanted to research. So I said, okay, I'll do a second reading then. That's so the first reading I did is because Lauren, I see, I don't even watch TV at all. I just, so Lauren over at Sweetie Pilo channel, she had, been kind of pestering me a little bit or just asking me, please do a reading for this little girl who's missing and stuff like that. So that's how I heard of Summer. And then I saw that Carl was very interested in trying to get to the bottom of it. So we ended up, that's why I did the second reading then. I mean, it went on Sweetie Pilo's channel, but that was why I did the second reading was because Carl wanted more information to research into.
It was pretty mind blowing the way it sort of manifested on you done your reading, and
Mm-hmm.
I seen it. And what happened was me and my subscribers basically and people working around me at the time, we all went and sort of started trying to break down Donna's reading and finding the locations or maybe organisations or businesses or people that seem to match the description. And we were quite successful because Donna left a lot of key words such as a carousel, a steam engine,
Mm-hmm.
train, Tennessee hills. So we managed to locate all of these places, and it took us over towards Gatlinburg with Wonderworks, the aquarium, um, the gumball machine. These were all things which Donna stated in her reading. So we managed to pick off, I'd say about 80% of the things which were within Donna's reading. There was a few based on the location from Donna's first early readings, which we never quite got to. But lo and behold, at the moment, that's what we've sort of landed back onto at the same time. So that's where it all come from. And then Donna did contact me and she said, "Wow, this is pretty good. What we've done in uncovering some of the locations which we thought lines up to Donna's reading." And Donna did then. She said she was inspired and done the second reading. So yeah, it was pretty good because Sweetie Pie Lauren done a
It
live
was
stream
such a
covering all
respectful
of this,
live.
and I
Like,
was
it
in
was
the live
great.
chat, and I put a
I
question
was
up
expecting more hate.
to Sweetie Pilo saying, ask Donna how key she thinks that Candace's camera being taken by the police was and not being listed along with a television, which I at the time suspected would be a smart television with internet connectivity capability. So it struck me as key that John Wells mentioned that there was a list of items, 15 items that were taken from the house, but there was two extra items which were not on the list which the police gave back to him. They was the camera and the TV. So when I asked this question, Sweetie Pilo put it up, and then Donna started talking about my video, and it created sort of a positive wave of energy. People were all sort of fascinated, and it turned into a nice little stream. Sweetie Pilo had a smile on her face, so did Donna, and the chat was sort of engaging with it, and yeah, we all just come together. It was quite a it was a key moment in my whole time on the case.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the Enchanted Life Path video where he says that the two items that were returned were the camera and the TV. Um, I guess that they probably got the data that they needed from it, but for that to trigger Dawn in such a way to react is an answer, right? To me, there is something to be said about that. And of course, law enforcement's the only one that's going to know what's on that. So, ugh, I wish I knew. I wish Spirit could just say, yep, you know what? There is some footage of some questionable things, and this is just a big waiting game to bring down an entire pedo ring. I don't know. That's all alleged. But it would be great, right? Y'all need to go check out Enchanted Life Path's videos if you don't know anything about that.
Say that now, and I've never stopped being friends with Donna since.
Mm. Um, Carl, I was introduced to your channel actually when I first started talking to Robin. The only time I ever saw her out of that chipper, giggly, much like NK character, it's creepy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
was when she sent me your video about I played it a couple weeks ago, but it was your video you did digging into the church, the red shoes, the red. She was losing her mind on that video you did, and I never seen it again. It was only that one day, and I think it was real tears. And yeah, she couldn't stop trying to get a hold of me. Like it was like, oh my god, this. I'm like, show me the video. Like if I can combat it for you, I will. Send me the link, calm down. And sure enough, it was your video, that video. So I know they're watching you and have been um
For
for
the
some time
whole
since
time.
that video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
That was actually the video called The Unusual Suspects. Summerwells, The Unusual Suspects. Now,
Yes.
it was obviously a play on words because we all know about the movie The Usual Suspects. So this was The Unusual Suspects. It drove them.
I could play that for you guys, but I really think it's kind of left field. I'm going to admit that video was kind of reaching, in my opinion. However, it does make a little bit of sense when you get further into the video about the unusual suspects. It kind of goes into like a conspiracy theory at the beginning of numbers and, what it means in the Bible and Satan and all that stuff. And if you don't know me and my belief system, the difference between me and Donna is that I feel like God is universal. Everything works within each other, and God is good and bad. It's almost like the yin and yang to me. But I do not ever um, want to want anyone to think that I'm dogging on anyone's beliefs. This is just mine. My beliefs are that everything is kind of working together always, infinitely, and so yeah. So again, he's going at the beginning of that video. He's going into the conspiracy theories about numbers relating to angels and devils, and it's good. But if you just watch it a little bit more, it goes into the crisis actors, and it goes into the nitty gritty about making you think how deep this church is involved. I truly believe that they are. I really do. I tried to ignore that intuitive feeling for a very long time. And because I really wanted to believe that my bias against that kind of a religion is hindering me from feeling the truth, but at the end of it, I really truly believe they are definitely involved, more so than I ever thought. And I should have listened to my intuition more. Um, yeah. So go ahead and watch that video. If you want to, I can play it, but it's a little long. But I'll continue here unless y'all want me to play it.
Mad. It wasn't just Robin. We had the whole of the Lamplight Theatre going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I just saw 12 Step Woman ask, are there mediums that are not ethical? Absolutely. Absolutely. There are mediums, um, so they think, that basically know how to deductive reason and analyze someone and then use that against the person that they're doing a reading for, or if they're doing a reading for themselves, they'll use little clues that we all have. We all can deductive reason, but they use it to their advantage to manipulate or to get personal gain, whether it be financial or their ego. And that's very unethical to me. I see it a lot. Even Donna said it. Donna said many times that there are creators out there that will copycat her. And I've had it happen to me too, especially on TikTok because I do lives there. Oh, which reminds me, I will post the Kylie, or excuse me, the um, Crystal Turner and Kylan Schultz TikTok live that I did, the reading. Heather Moore can tell you it was pretty insane. And let's just say Brian Laundrie may or may not have been involved. And there was some details through the ghost box that I don't know what to do with. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But yes, unethical mediums, no doubt. And there are also unethical people who are just assholes and they're not mediums at all. And they just try to get money from people. That's probably the majority of them. All right.
Bonkers because I highlighted them. What I've done was I used satire within horror. If you want to horror reality of what was happening, blended in. So it turned them into a bit of a sick joke, and they didn't like that. So I had Timmy Lee Edison's mum threatening to come and sue me, etc. But I pointed the case out that they'd made themselves public figures, and not only that, the reason why I went for them is because the news was the news chose to follow them around instead of showing us searches and door to door inquiries from police. The news crews followed the lamplighters around, and they were acting
Yeah.
strange, very strange. I seen them as damage limitation straight away, crisis actors. So I went and looked into them. They were all actors. They were acting strange. I was watching them rubbing crying aids into the eyes and then coming up and pretending to cry like 6 weeks into it. This was grown men. Um, Mr. Mulvane, to name the man who was doing that. We had synthetic Cynthia Bennett. We had Timmy Lee Edison, who likes to play Roblox online, which is a game designed for young children, which does carry police warnings about older people who want to do harm to children, who do occupy the game as well. So this caused a lot of alarm to the lamplighters as well. They all went off the scene pretty quietly and kept themselves off the lamplight. But as you said, Robin Lane as well, I wasn't aware of that shit until you told me. But I still always revert back to that video and the things that are mentioned in that video. It still stands its ground today. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's
Sure
bad.
does.
Yeah.
What do you two think about so with how this all went and the 911 calls and everything, it always seemed people speculated. It seems like this was very scripted. And then we undig about the missing child drill and how they practice that for about a week and actually pick children to and and send them home and go over this and do this missing child drill and when we come back to church and they'll keep doing it until they get the drill right. Do you guys sense that
Have, A guide to plan, conduct, and evaluate a missing child drill at your church. Adventist Risk Management, Inc. Okay. Hear me? I'm so sorry. I think I need to get a new mic too. Great. You know what? I'm going to actually change over to my webcam mic because this happens too much. So give me just a second. Can you hear me okay? Just let me know. Cool. Much better. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh, I'm crackling? Great. What about now? Woohoo! Okay, great. Okay. Yes, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I'm used to TikTok, guys. Okay, a child is missing. How do you respond? Here's your planning checklist. Review your written emergency plan. If your church doesn't have a written plan, now is the time to create one. Okay. Outline each step of the response you plan to enact once you've been notified that a child is missing. Some questions to consider when planning are: who will assist in the search? I can probably tell you in this situation, there were two people who assisted, quote unquote, assisted in the search: Robin and David Dodson, right? Interesting. How will you announce it to the congregation? Now, I don't know. Share might know. I don't know how they did that, but obviously they must have either gone to the church or called, texted, whatever. Who will make the 911 call if it becomes necessary to report a missing child? Huh. And here's all the information, blah, blah, blah. This is interesting. Design a grid search pattern and review it with the safety committee. Include both the church building and the church grounds. Consider, are there any internal closets or blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, if you do not find the child on church grounds, notify local authorities and provide a complete description. Okay, that makes sense. I wonder who the church's crisis communication team member is. Is that Robin? Ah, interesting. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna go up here
and read the summary. The alarm is sounded. A missing child drill will prepare your crisis team to be alert to insufficient supervision situations. How often does the insufficient supervision situations occur? Like, how is that normal? Is this why they have to have a missing children PDF? Huh. I just really think that this is interesting. Your church will have an up-to-date, realistic response plan prepared for future incidents of missing children and other emergency scenarios. What other emergency scenarios? Children who become lost will know what to do when they are separated and can find comfort in knowing that someone is looking for them. You know what? This really pisses me off, because in Summer's case, that's not fucking true, is it? That's not true. You will identify changes to be implemented so your church is prepared to supervise and protect the children at your church properly. What about the force you went missing? Did anyone at that church call CPS when she was clearly neglected in many ways? You can tell. That baby clung to Robin. And the reason why is because she did not get that motherly love feeling from Candace. It's obvious. And this is my opinion, of course, but there is something wrong with that little girl having to touch her face and her hair, and I know that. I know what that means. I grew up in the poor rural South, and I have seen that in children who are neglected. They cling on to people. It's not because she's pretty. I mean, of course, that might be somewhat true, but it's not just that. Yep. Why would you call David Dotson the flute player, the funeral director? Nope. Red flags. I wonder if they have a PDF on red flag predators in the church at the SDA. Or do they forgive them once they confess? Is that how it works? Okay. You will identify changes to be implemented so your church is prepared to supervise and protect the children at your church properly. If your church hasn't previously conducted an emergency drill, don't expect everything to operate correctly the first time. The more you plan ahead of time, the smoother the exercise will flow. Okay. Is a school attached to your building or located on the grounds? I guess that's if they have an actual school that they attend, or Sunday school, or Saturday school, I guess. During an actual search, the search party should start from the point where the child was last seen and continue searching in all directions originating from that point. Take this into consideration when designing the grid pattern. Discuss plans for the drill with the pastor, church board, and safety committee. The church board should approve the exercise. Once you outline a plan, ask for input on ways to improve the missing child drill. If your church has an active Pathfinder club, what? What's that? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Let's find out. Because I don't know. pathfindering. Oh, our mission in Christ is to lead pathfinders to love our Creator, enjoy His creations, live in His grace. Okay. I thought that was like some secret club. Okay. This is the Oregon Pathfinders mission statement. Adventist Youth Aim and Motto. Ten Command. There's a song. Ooh, I just got chills. Something is leading me into this direction. I got big chills. Ooh. Something's up with this. Okay. The Pathfinder Club is a Christian organization for young people working together with adult staff to make things better in their world. Ironic. This ministry has emphasis on the mental, physical, and spiritual development of our youth. Training young people and leading them to Christ is the most important mission of Pathfinder ministry. Today, there are more than 2 million Pathfinders worldwide. At a Pathfinder Club meeting, young people learn skills that help them to become leaders within their communities, schools, and churches. Skills in household arts, crafts, and hobbies, health, science, nature, and outreach, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I know my ADHD is showing right now, but why the hell not? So there's a Nashville First Church Falcons Pathfinder Club. Interesting. There's Brent Cordes, the director. I just want to know who you are. Yeah, I'm going there. Oh. Oh. No offense to you, bro, so I'm just looking around. Greg Taylor. Okay. Looks like Boy Scouts for SDA. I know, I love the sound of a keyboard and the mouse clicking. Okay. Alrighty, this is just... I didn't realize the SDA church was so widespread. I really didn't. Right? Smyrna, Tennessee. The man, the myth, the legend, Don Keel Jr. Oops. This is for research and educational purposes. To learn more about the SDA church and its background for anyone who's watching. He is the epitome of the term power up. He invents the slogan, he lives it, he preaches it, he sings it. He speaks it in at least 4 or 5 different languages. Smiley face. I shouldn't be ugly. I'm not trying to be, but dude, I just. He is not having it. What's that? What is that? What that look? I don't even want to know. Alright. It's so widespread. Like I'm out of the religious loop, I guess. Let's see what this is. We are Pathfinders, God servants.
And we need to go and serve God, the church. Hello, Pathfinders. I'm so excited that World Pathfinder There is around the corner. And we need to go and serve God, the church, and the community. So don't give up. Remember that God created you with purpose. Remember that God has plans for you, and God wants to use you mightily. We are Pathfinder Strong. The servant of God are we. God bless you. Maranatha.
Okay. Right on. Oh man. And again, I'm not trying to put anyone down. I really am not, or any religious group or belief. I'm really not. However, there is some concerns. You know, sometimes that makes me feel like maybe if she is alive, let's just say, us mediums who can be wrong are wrong. What if she's at these events and ministries, and who knows? Or maybe that's how she got through. Kentucky, Tennessee Conference. When is the conference? Yeah, yeah, please shout it in my ears. I'm going to really commit to it now. TLT, Team Leadership Training, Indian Creek Camp Liberty. $65. Bethel Missionary Baptist Church. Hey, wait a minute. I have researched Bethel before. Was it because of David Dodson? I can't remember. I cannot remember. Yeah, I'm surprised I don't know anything about this. Please register everyone in your group, including your children. We gotta make sure we account for that for the emergency, pre-emergency plan or whatever. No. One more video. Oh. I'm not gonna be ugly. I am respectful.
The impression that God was about to do something really big. And so I just prayed and I said, Lord, I'm not gonna leave this parking lot until you.
Let's start over, guys.
So I was working in this parking lot and it was really slow. There wasn't much going out and I was wondering maybe I should move on. But as I was going, I had the impression that God was about to do something really big. And so I just prayed and I said, Lord, I'm not going to leave this parking lot until you bless me. I continued praying that he would show me who to talk to. And I saw this one man and began to head towards him. And as I went, I saw out of the corner of my eye a lady sitting in her car, and she looked at me and she smiled. And I thought, I should go talk to her. So I went around and I began to canvass her.
That is dangerous behavior.
She was holding that in her hand when she saw what I was holding in my arm still. And she said, is that the Great Controversy? And I said, yeah, that's the Great Controversy. And I handed it to her.
Oh, another thing I have to research.
You know, I'm a former Adventist, and I've been looking for my copy of the Great Controversy for the past 2 days. And I didn't know what to say. I was shocked. Just then my leader, Olivia, came up from behind, and she asked us what church we went to, and we were able to give her the address of the church that we're staying at. Also, she signed up for correspondence Bible studies. But the most exciting part was, just before I left, she said, you know what? God sent you here, and I want to come back to church. And you know what? I'm going to go home, and I'm going to read this copy of the Great Controversy.
Do they carry this around now everywhere?
That was really exciting for me.
Like Jehovah's Witness style?
What if I would have left that parking lot? What if I hadn't waited for God to do that great thing that he had impressed me that he was going to do? So I was just so excited to see how God works with us when we persevere and when we have patience.
Did you see the walkie-talkie? The sucker has been drugged back. I repeat, the sucker has been drugged back to the cult. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be rude, but this is just weird, guys. I'm sorry. It is weird. Mm. Should we continue this or go back to the Pathfinders? World Pathfinder Day, September 18th. Okay. Oh. I wonder if I can... Let's get in here. No, I shouldn't do that. They're gonna come after me. Nope. Anyway. What would have happened if I hadn't listened to the Holy Spirit? Youth literature evangelist. He's an interesting fella. The International Camporee is going to West Gillette, Wyoming. Man, this is like from coast to coast. It really is. Camporee.org. Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out for a second. Do you think that possibly, maybe, kinda, sorta, this is a really convenient way to traffic children? I'm not saying that that's the case here, but it's interesting, right? Like maybe it would be very super convenient to do that with all of these kids around. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, we're going back to the panel. I just wanted to stop and figure out what these emergency child Pathfinder group is. Yeah, it was a replay. I'm just... Something's weird. I wonder if there's one closer than Nashville. And then I swear I'll go back. What was going on in June? Nothing? Oh, hell. Okay. Well, that was fun. um, Objectives of Pathfinder Ministry. Develop the Pathfinder's appreciation for nature, opportunities for leadership. I don't know, guys. What do you think about this? Like, do you think this is something to investigate more? This really makes me feel like if you are a predator or someone who knows a predator within this congregation, it would be really easy to traffic someone through this group. No religion is free of any of that stuff. Matter of fact, it's probably more common. Hiding in plain sight. I'm just saying. Okay. Oh, you got a meaning of the Pathfinder emblem, so you get like levels. Purity, sacrifice, loyalty. Our God in heaven, our parents, and our church. That's the loyalty. Gold excellence. 3 sides completeness. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Shield protection. You know what? I'm sorry. As a medium and one that has dove into other means like, witchcraft and just getting to know all of the religions, this kind of stuff is really no different than what Wicca or pagans who actually practice New Age pagan beliefs. It's all just symbolism. It's the same thing. The only difference is that they believe it's the only way. Smile, you're a Pathfinder? Bro, I'm going to save this. Into my summerwells. Okay. I might be onto something though. You never know. Oh, history. Okay, here we go. 1879, several churches and schools began experimenting with junior societies. These societies were very successful. The General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists made the Missionary Volunteer Society of Senior Youth program official in 1907. Milton E. Kern was the first department leader. Excuse me. A standard of attainment manual was written in a Matilda Aronson was the first secretary and served until 1920. Let's see what you look like, Russell. Where's your picture? Oh, I saw this. Okay. You know what she reminds me of? Who she reminds me of? That woman that had a bunch of children that never left the house. What was her name? The two parents that abused their children. And they were weird. Oh, what is her name? Her husband had the weird chili bowl haircut. I just saw a documentary on it the other day. Anyway, that's what she looks like. Weren't they SDA believers? I think it was called the House of Horrors or something like that. Anyway, what in the world? Several boys' clubs. Arthur D. Spalding formed the Mission Scouts in Tennessee for his boys and their friends. Spalding wrote a pledge in law for that club, which is the basis for a President Pathfinder pledge in law. Maybe that's why the parents are so gung-ho on the church and being tied to them. You never know. And that Tim character gives me the heebie-jeebies because he does have that red truck. Anyway, I'm going to go through this and make a video on it later. This is just crazy. So, Pathfinders is an entire different section of the SDA church, which is very alarming. So, back to the missing children drills that we were talking about. You may want to discuss the drill plans with the club leadership. They often receive specialized training on how to address a missing child situation. Review the membership of your crisis response team and the roles of each. Consider, does it include people with police, military, or medical training? So this is just normal, I guess. Is there an individual training crisis communication protocols for your conference and union who can serve as a crisis communications liaison between the conference, local church, its members, and local media? Guys. Enchanted Live Path was onto something. The crisis actors. Remember that Tim guy that was outrageously praying during Summer's vigil? Remember that? That's important. How will you include deacons, elders, and other church leaders in the drill and search? You call authorities and let them handle it. First and foremost, hands down. Create or update your written plan of what to do if a child is reporting missing. Your plan should include talking to the last person who saw the child, determine the child's last known location, what the child was doing and whom the child was talking to. Well, at least it says if it's believed the child is in danger or has been abducted, notify local authorities immediately. Lead the congregation in searching the church. I wonder if we could ask Robin to please give the last drill that was done before she went missing. If it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks before, that would be interesting. Very interesting. Select a child from your congregation to play the missing child. Coordinate with the parents to select an appropriate place for the child to hide and tell the child to stay hidden until someone from the church finds them. Let's ask the SDA church. Who was the last person that did that? Do you have a record of that? Just because they're a church does not mean that they aren't disregarded to answer the questions. I mean, they don't have to, but just because they're a church doesn't mean we can't ask questions. Have someone from your crisis response team stationed near the child's location to be sure the child is safe during the drill. What if they said, hey, Summer, you remember when you did that missing child test at the church? Go ahead and do that again. Someone's going to be waiting there for you. And whoever was waiting there for her grabbed her. And that's why the dogs went and smelled her scent down that path. If you have a whole dead-ass Pathfinders group that specializes in missing children, I really think that's interesting. I think Shara and Donna and Enchanted is on to something big. Let's see who the crisis response team is at the church. Did they take everything down on the website? Like everything? Oh, I'm right here. SDA Church. Is it in Beach Creek or Rogersville? Yeah. This is crazy. Going down the SDA Church rabbit hole tonight. Is there not any ministries? Oh, yeah. Pastor Alejandro Saria. Sir, I'm going to email you. Sure am. Oh, is it Kingsport? You're right. That's right. There it is, Pathfinder Club. Who is part of that Pathfinders Club? Adventurer Club. Jesus. Sorry. Adventurer Club serves an intercultural community of children pre-K through 4th grade and their parents and caregivers through a holistic ministry. Thank you guys for staying. I know this is kind of deviating from going back to the video, but this is interesting. This is something to consider. Adventure Club. Seventh-day Adventist philosophy to fulfill the gospel communication and depends on the support of the congregation, strong in mission, empowered by the Holy Spirit. Our adventures meet every other Wednesday evening. Living Springs Christian Academy. Okay. That's down. Vacation Bible School, Health Ministries. Okay. Doug Bachelor. Oh. Oh. Panorama of Prophecy. A Bible study spectacular. I am not going to be mean. I'm so sorry. It's just can't do this. I'm terrible. What in the... This looks like a Jesus, one of those old Christmas displays. Okay. Let's see what we can give them. How do we donate? To choose the churches. God, look how many there are. Ugh, can't do it. Contact us. David Ryder. Directory of members. Oh. Should I? They have a church directory login. This is for real. I grew up in East Texas. We didn't have all this. You just went to church. You went maybe out to eat and went to events and came home. We don't have all this stuff. We all know about David Ryder. Gotta be a member. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Let's get back to the video. That was fun. So let's listen to what they have to say about the missing child drills. All right.
There was a possible drill, excuse me, prior to Summer's disappearance, because now I am thinking that this was definitely practiced beforehand.
Did I see? I'm unaware of a lot of things. I just do the reading. Like I did 4 unsolved murders this week that I haven't even uploaded, and so I don't have facts. Like I wasn't even aware. You're saying that at that Seventh-day Adventist church they have drills about missing children?
Yes, it's a Seventh-day Adventist thing, and actually the person who wrote that drill, and it's a once a year thing, usually the last Saturday in March. So that's what 2 months before the June 15th when she went missing. But yeah, it's a when Summer went missing, it would have been their seventh annual missing child drill. And yeah,
Wow.
she went. Yeah, it's I will send you the link after this, or maybe we can. I don't
Yeah,
remember which video I
you can
had
do
to
it.
pull it up.
You can do it after because I'm just laying on my bed listening to you.
Yeah, me too. I will send you the link to check it out. But yes, and the person who runs that drill and takes care of it, it's called not the hazard, the well, the person who takes care of that, I can't think of the word. It happens to be the Tim guy who's running around with them now, being their PR management or whatever, So um
Timmy Etherton was running a missing children's drill.
it's a different last name, which I won't say, but I'll text it to you.
Oh, it's the strawberry blonde haired guy or whatever.
No, it's not that guy. It's a different guy named Tim. If it's the same guy, then they're
Okay.
lying. But
Okay. I know who it is. Sandman or whatever.
it might be,
Carl's
yes.
calling Sandman.
I think it
Okay.
is. Yes.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and yeah, so every year in March, the second from last Saturday, um, every year they do a missing child drill, and what they do is they take a child from their church or whatever, and they do this all around the world at SDA churches,
Oh,
and
all of them.
I asked if their church took part in it, and I have not gotten a answer to that. When I started exposing that is when I started getting, if you can imagine, I just even like attacked 100 times worse than I already was getting. So
Hmm.
when Don is set to it was 5:30. You know when he always says that, and we're like, what is going on with you?
So, okay, so Cher got hate for that. That is a big thing. It really is. Because when you get closer to the truth, they start squeaking. And I don't know if this might be a ploy to blame the church and if they really just don't have anything to do with it. It's just another way for Dawn to rattle some cages. But I truly feel that this is something important. I really do. This is not the first time that a church has misbehaved when it comes to children, right? Or any kind of religious, institutionalized religion. So,
You done? Like, what the heck? And the whole, well, there was a red truck down there. I believe that this was all stuff that was planned and practiced
Oh,
within the week.
scripted. Yeah, I don't,
Yep.
I don't necessarily buy into the red truck thing at all. But hey, what do you
Yeah.
think, Carl, about that?
The red
What
truck.
she's saying about these drills and how they relate to all this?
Yeah, do you know what? It would not be the first time that you've seen drills planned, and then at the same time as the drill was planned, a live event taking place coinciding with what was thought to be a drill. Now, it's
Yeah.
happened quite a few times. I won't talk about them as such, but one of the most prominent times was in London in the month of July, which is a number 7, and the day was the 7th of it was the 7th of the 7th, basically. Now, there was a team of around 500 um, crisis management workers, all in London at that time, around about 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, they were all there to talk about a simulated exercise at a load of key locations, hence train stations. And as they were taking part in their drill,
real quick for the people that are just joining. So, we did find this conducting the drill Pathfinders group specializes in these missing child drills. And from the website, the SDA church in Kingsport, they do. See this adventrisk.org. Yep, so they are highly advised to do these drills. And I understand if you had good intentions, like we need to make sure that, you know, children don't run off, because obviously from the from the research that I did earlier in this video, there is a lot of events where they go into this country area and you could get lost. I can totally see that. But man, this is something else. That you have to have a whole ass Pathfinders group for youth. It just seems like it could be an easy way for a predator to funnel children through here. I'm just saying. That's just alleged. That's my opinion. All right.
Simulation, the tabletop exercise, if you want, because that's
Sorry,
a
I
bit of
turned
a
it
word
up.
people will be familiar of because the last 18 months we had a live event take place in the streets of London. At there was a bus involved. There was also train stations involved, and next thing you've got police and terror police and everyone running all around the city. So there was a man. I'm not going to name his name, but I have got videos. I'll maybe link it up or I'll put this in the comment later. There was a man at the time who spoke about this. He was actually one of the executives of one of the crisis management companies that was used in this actual event that actually went live in all the locations that were planned in the drill. So if we look at the type of things that happen around the world that people may think are real, when you look into them and you start picking holes in them and you see what we know as I'll call them situational actors, just so I don't trigger too many keywords in the algorithms. But yeah, it would not be the first time, so I'm not surprised, yeah, that you found that information. I don't know whether they're talking about a drill as in that they just do small drills, like a fire drill in school, like the fire alarm goes off.
No, they take the drill, they pick out the kid, and then they make you, they'll go home. What it says is you'll go home, your parents and your family will kind of go over what you're supposed to be doing, and then the next time when you come, they put forth the drill or something, and it even says that they'll do it until they get it right. And
Yeah.
it's weird because it sounds as though it's at least a week-long event of practicing having a missing child within the church. That's weird.
It is very weird.
It's like training a child to accept being kidnapped.
Yes, and
Because
could you
if the
imagine being
child
those
is,
kids?
yeah, if the child's,
If Donna says that, yeah, my intuition is going off big time. I think they're on to something. I think this is very important, and definitely share this information, guys. I really do think we're onto something, and shares onto something. I'll definitely do a reading on it. If anyone is interested in the ghost box and spirit session side of what I do, I created a new channel. I'll post it in the link. If you could please subscribe to that, because I think I'm going to keep my web sleuth, this channel, separate from all of that stuff, so I can be taken more seriously. I think it would help. So I'm going to post it in there. If y'all could please subscribe to it, that would be great. think it's called Collective Tarot with EP. Pretty sure. I'll do it in a little bit. I can't find it right now. Anyway, let's continue.
Taking part in that, the child's thinking, okay, I'm being kidnapped. Oh, the church is, this is this game we're playing with the church.
Yes, like
There's
it's fun or something.
seriously wrong with that. If that's what they're doing, that
I've
Yes.
never
you know
thought of
what?
that, Donna.
If they're doing that kind of stuff, they need to be really examined by TBI. I'm not going to play games about stuff like that. I'm not going to
Yes.
back down.
Oh
If
yeah,
I
they're
see
doing that.
the devil
I
in
can't
that
believe it.
church, there's something related to all this with that church. I'm sorry, I'm not going to
Yep.
hold back anymore. Than when they prove themselves to be hiding behind God, that's what God does not like. That's why they sent me that Idaho case, was the same reason.
Mm.
They do not like people hiding behind the name of God and committing grievous acts against children. And they are trained, all those children, to accept being kidnapped.
Yep. It's crazy. It's so wrong. And I had asked Dawn too. I'm like, well, wouldn't those kids be scared? But they teach those kids about the end times are coming anyway, right? So these kids are in this church. If I was a kid in that church, I would be scared out of my mind. I'm being taught nothing but the world is ending, and I'm being taught how to being kidnapped, and we're going to do it until we get it right. It's weird, but I think that's why Don keeps saying 5:30. I think it's a script that he messed up and he keeps sticking to. No, it's 5:30. That was the script. It's 5:30. It's 5:30. But it wasn't, because the 911 wasn't called until 6:29. So
Okay,
no.
so 911 was called on his way home or when he got home?
On his way home, he claimed Candace called him while he was at work. He took the time,
At what
cleaned up his
time?
tools.
What time did
Yeah.
Candace call him? Exactly.
I think he says 5:30.
So she had between
Or
2:45 and
no, it
5:30.
would be before that, because he actually slips up and he says he trips up and actually thinks he got home at 5:30, but that's not possible because 911 wasn't called until 6:29. And so that's not possible, but he keeps saying 5:30. I got home, I think it was 5:30. Oh, and then everyone, we were giving him the benefit of the doubt. Well, you went through something traumatic, you're going to be off, an hour or two. That's okay. But he is so set when he says 5:30. That's not a question to him. That is
It's
like
too scripted,
carved
you're
into his
saying.
brain. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a written, okay, this is part of the story plot that we're going to
Mhm.
tell. And is that part of the script from that church too?
I think that's where, I think that the church, I
That
think
you
they had
get
a
home
script.
at 5:30?
Yep, that's honestly what I think. I can't prove that, of course, but that is what I think, because he's so dead set. And people have called him out. Well, Don, you keep saying 5:30, but 911 wasn't called till 6:29. So, and you weren't home, right when you called 911. So no, you weren't home until way later than 5:30. So what are you doing? But I think that's just so engraved in his mind from who knows. But I do think that they had a practice, or were definitely practicing this for probably like a week, I'll say, because that child drill thing says it goes for a week. So I'm going to say a week. But it
That's
also does say,
really scary.
yeah, it is.
Whoa, whoa. Do you know if you think back about Summer's hair being cut and Summer being put up on YouTube channels with Robin Lane hugging her and everything? Now, okay, let's remove all the horror that we've said about that. If it's been a drill, with the embedding the backstory to the drill with the hair.
Okay, let's go back to the drill. Let's see exactly. Actually, let's go to the website. AdventistsRisk.org. Let's go. Activities and accidents. So they have insurance. They have their own insurance. Um, wow. Commercial auto cyber liability? What does that mean? Oh, okay. Literal cyber. K through 12 student accident, activities accident. Personal effects baggage, group coverages, executive risk protection. Oh, I see. Let's go to K-12 student accident. Mutual of Omaha. I'm an accountant and I deal with those all. Mutual of Omaha all the time. Let's just say we had a claim about something that happened. So give information on what accidents are covered. Just says injury. So I guess it just if they get hurt, not if they get taken. Yeah. Catastrophic student accident. Yeah. I was just seeing if they had anything about, like if you were taken. Out of pure curiosity. Let's see. Mm-mm. Just accidents. Yep. Okay. Just checking. I can never be too diligent, I guess. This is deep. Okay.
With the footage on the church, etc. And the phrase that we were looking for as well when you were talking about how they're dragging these kids through the drill. Another common phrase which we can attach to that is then desensitization of the children towards being abducted. Which again, Donna, as you pointed out, is you're touching on dodgy ground there. That's not what you want. And another point that I want to just add to the discussion that you're having here is Robin Lane told Chris McDonough that when she pulls up and she's seeing all the police and the helicopters and everything, she thought instantly, her first thought was, oh my God, this is real. Okay, then, as opposed to what? Faith?
Yes. Yep. As opposed to a drill, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it's wild. I've got to run outside really quick, but here is Mr. Scherer, and he
these type of games, but
who can pick up on certain energies that are just floating around. Most of us can't. But yeah, I do think it's legit.
You started
Yeah, that's
watching
true.
it. I'm sorry, Donna. Mark and Cher started watching a video which an Australian guy put together during the CV Eldown, and it contains a lot of the occult references. And I seen that Mark looked pretty like mind blown by it, and it is a concept that's difficult to take all of these type of games. But what we're talking about is as well as all of this chaos magic, which is a term that not a lot of people may realise happens, but that's what we're seeing in line with the Summerwells case as well, with all the deception, the distractions, the symbology, subliminal messaging. So yeah, I just thought it was good to see like Mark and Cher hitting on them subjects again a few weeks ago. By posting the video, which was put up by the Australian guy covering a whole loads of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty strange times. But Donna, what you were saying before as well about God doesn't want children treated like this. Since I've started on this case, I was been calling it Sodom and Gomorrah, which is basically in the biblical times when God does sort of turn his hand against such actions, which is chaos, which is magic, ritual magic, um, child abuse and stuff like that. So I do see a lot of underlying tones with times like that within what we see today and how the children are harmed and treated. I like to
I
say
just
there's
want to
not a
interrupt really quick. You just brought up what's that Bible story?
Sodom and
Sodom and Gomorrah, and it's fun. It's coincidental because I don't remember. Did I mention that Don sent me a link about Sodom and Gomorrah?
That's what I was just thinking. If so he sent it to you, and also he sent that to me today. So that's sorry for the interruption, but yeah,
No,
Don sent me that story today.
It's a story about how the people are all behaving in ancient Babylonian times. So what they're doing, it's basically sex magic, rituals, human and animal sacrifices, all at the temple, most notably around King Solomon's temple, which we see. We've got Solomon's temple Baptist church just 3 minutes away from Summerwells, where strangely enough on the summer solstice on the 21st, we had a guy called Alan Nelson laying reefs at Solomon's Baptist Temple Church, which I thought that was a bit odd. So yeah, child
sacrifice.
He
did that right on the summer solstice. He did that on the 21st.
Yeah, that's the date.
Really?
That he done that on it. Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of occult symbolism around this case.
There is. There really is.
Even down to the name. If you put the name into gematria and break it down and put it into numerological value, I think Summerwells missing comes out as 666.
Now, see, I don't know about all that.
This is all the stuff that I seen day one on the case and knew exactly what I was dealing with, and I've stood by it all the way through. But you know what become more difficult? The more subscribers that I got and the more emotive that this case became, because people were having their emotions manipulated by chaos magic, by confusion, manipulation. So it become harder for me to actually say those things. And again, it is a large female audience, so I've had to respect that. And I always raise the point that women are more maternal than men. So women are the targets of this. Women across the board on many channels, etc., are not subscribers, they're actually targets, and it's the emotions, the money, the pockets, etc. It's been so cruel. It has been so cruel. I'm glad we're having this talk with a little bit more of an open mind, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll pass it on to Donna or Cher.
I just love his accent.
I'm seeing it. Let me see if he is setting. Oh no, I saw
weird things like that either. Weird things like that.
Most of you have seen it, but it's like I said, the one time I saw Robin not be the character we all see her as.
Yeah. I didn't think she was quite the character that she presents when she sent me that video telling me I was going to go to hell and calling me a creature and a bunch of weird things like that either. Because Jesus in the Bible, Jesus in the Bible.
She said sorcery and that mediumship is sorcery, and you should never go to mediums because basically it's the work of the devil. And why would you go through the living to talk to the dead when you have God? And I get it. But God is kind of not telling us where Summerwells is. We need to find her, and that's that. So Yeah, I made a video about Robin down in us mediums. Y'all can go watch it if you want, but I was really perturbed on that.
Bible, I think do not judge is one of his main teachings. And you
Yep.
know what? I call in Jesus Christ at the beginning of every prayer, and I don't stop with Jesus Christ until I feel his presence. And she is nobody to judge me at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because I would
that's true.
never, ever, ever put a cult teaching above finding a 5-year-old child that might be sex trafficked or murdered.
Mm-hmm.
It's not okay. She's a beautiful woman. She's pretty, but I'm not giving her a break. I saw her condescending video. No, this is
Yeah.
a cult.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I am. Yeah, the three of us are so on the same page. It's not even funny.
And can
Well,
I say
many
one
of
more
us, but
thing?
yes, of course.
Okay, so if it's a religion and they have present some humans as the leadership that's going to tell the flock what to think, see, believe, or do,
And even
and
eat. Don
and
sent me the menu.
the Bible says, put no man before me. You are putting a man before you when you allow your only thinking to be but what's being programmed into you by a leadership. And I
Yep.
am so blown away about this. Let's teach your kids and train them how to be kidnapped properly.
Yep.
I hope TBI is all over this, or maybe, you know, I can't say what's going on in the investigation, but I'm just not willing to be silent if this seems culpable.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, here's the problem with that. Maybe, just maybe, people in TBI are stout SDA churchgoers. We never know. And that's the problem with law enforcement and web sleuths. You never know whose side is on whose. That's always been the issue. That's why we have people like mediums, web sleuths, people who investigate. That's why we have that. Law enforcement works for us. If we see something that's not being done, it's our job to push those things. They work for us, right? And this is cult-like behavior. And so if it hasn't been dealt with, these types of things, then maybe it's from within, right? You never know. So who's going to do anything? There's a reason why things aren't being released that other states and other counties do, which is why wouldn't they release the Walgreens footage or Sonic footage showing them being there? Why can't we have that? There's nothing, in my opinion, that would hinder an investigation to know those things, right? Either they don't have it, they weren't there, or this is deeper than we thought. Maybe someone from within is part of it too, right? I really think this needs to be ripped from Hawkins County completely. And I think TBI and the FBI in general, excuse me, need to work together and just rip it out of Hawkins County's hand. I really do.
Send you the link as soon as I end this, and your mind is going to be blown because it's exactly what it sounds like. It's not just like, oh, a fire drill or whatever. No, this is a yearly event, and when Summer went missing would have been either the 6th or the 7th annual missing child drill. And like I said, it's the second from last Saturday, which is their Sabbath, um, of March is when this takes place every year. So that's
It's
2 months.
shocking because then, so that means that, oh, hey, a couple men from the church come up. My parents aren't home, but it's just a drill to pretend they're kidnapping me. I'm just going to walk out the door with Mr. Tim and disappear.
Yep.
No, I
Or
don't
Miss
think so.
Robin or anyone.
Or
Yep.
whoever from the, yeah, no. See, there is a relationship there. There's a tie there. It's the pit of hell. And why
Yeah,
would they
I
keep showing
agree.
it to me in my visions? Because even
Yeah.
when they showed me before, I think I didn't say it. You know, it's like I'm trying to avoid it, but the spirit people keep putting it in there anyway. They put it in there the last time with the one that's on Carl's thing from the other day with that short reading. They showed me this weird shaped church. I've never actually seen it because I'm not as much up on this case as you guys are. And you know, of course, Carl recognized it right away. And I was like, oh yeah, that's the building. So they keep showing me someone tied from there, you know, it related to all this.
Have you've been in touch with TBI law enforcement in that to try
Not at
and
all. No,
not at all? Okay.
I'm kind of over, you know, there's my video.
Yep.
If it, you know, I've proven myself. I'm over writing, you know, well, I can't say that totally because a lot of times I'll go just on the online FBI tip thing, but I don't know, you know, how seriously they take it. And sometimes I do, you know, in the Idaho case, I was extremely driven to just pester everyone nonstop. But, you know, I just feel like the sheriff keeps complaining about social media and I guess some problem with some other psychic or whatever. And,
Yeah.
and all the
Yeah.
YouTubers and stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I put it what I see public, and I think they're more likely to listen to it if it's
They
online.
are. They are watching because I've spoken many times to
Oh, so they
TBI
were
and the head
watching. Huh.
agent, and they told me like we are watching, and I know they're watching because she has said some things to me that were said on people's shows. So they're definitely watching.
Yeah, I think that's actually, if you wanted them to listen to you, in fact, that's why I put that first case up on the Idaho case. One, because it was so many states, there was just no way I was going to, but it was like, I figured, you know what, I'm going to put this up, I'm going to share it around, the right people are going to hear it. And, you know, I sent it to email links to all the cops, but from then on, I'm just like, you know what, if I want the
Hmm.
cops to really listen, I'll put it, blast it to the world.
Did you want
Because
to?
then they would be
Yep.
foolish not to listen.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and if you tag them too, you know they probably they see it too as long as you
Yeah.
tag them. Do you want to say anything about the Jody Sue situation, or kind of just leave that one alone? Or
I didn't even know there was a Jody Sue situation. Is there
oh,
a Jody Sue situation?
well, I guess she's
She
been
really doesn't
lying
give
and
a
saying
shit.
she's been begging and begging and begging for
I
a
love
reading
her.
from you or something. I'm not even sure the entire situation, but there's something up with that. But I guess she won't. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'll figure it all out and then
Oh
send
no,
you the screenshot.
I have all the messenger messages that have been going back and forth with her since
Hmm.
September 10th, the first time she came public. Um, but that's not to say she isn't talking to a different medium to say that. So I don't want to call her a liar or something, but she has
Yeah,
not. She is not. I've reached out to her like 5 times. You know, I don't like to harass people or anything, but you
yeah.
know, every couple of weeks I see her still out talking and stuff. So you know, I'm like, hey, I'm here if you're willing to do a reading. And only one time because she's always talking about someone named Voldemort or whatever, her ex-husband or something.
Yeah.
And so I wrote and I asked her if she's trying to say she thinks Voldemort had something to do with it. And she wrote back, well, you're the psychic, aren't you? Like,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that
I
was
love that.
I think the most I got out of her. So, you know, but
Psychic jokes. Yeah. I'm gonna wrap this video.
you know, she could be talking about a different psychic. I don't be well, but your religion, which is just fine. But
Yep.
yeah, I don't want to knock you, Don, but you are hiding behind it, and I see right through it. I used to be a social worker. I used to supervise sex offenders in the community. I know what's up. Okay, I know
Yeah.
everything. I don't care. All I care about is finding Summer and making sure that people who murdered her, if they murdered her, be held responsible, or if she's alive, to get her out of whatever situation she's in. And none of these people, Robin, if that was her little baby being raped somewhere,
Yep.
and would she sit there and go, oh no,
Yep.
we're just gonna trust in God, you know?
Snatching your
Or yeah,
pair.
no, there's a bunch of BS going on, and don't fall for it for one single second. I have given readings to a priest. I have given readings to Jehovah Witnesses. I have given readings to massive amounts of Catholics. People of every religion have readings. People of every religion come through from spirit. Like, people go, oh, my mom was a Jehovah's Witness. I don't know if she'll come through. They all come through. All spirit people want to talk, okay? And even a priest I've given a reading to. Okay, and he said I talk to angels, all right? So that's how people really feel, aside from the big front. And what Donna's doing is he's using this as a shield because he doesn't want to be exposed. And all I have to say is I don't care about the drugs. I don't care even, I mean, I care, but all the stuff, the SA stuff, like all the sex offenders on Candace Wells' friends list, and a couple less of them on Dawn's list. Surprisingly, there's more on Candace's list. You know, but that's not my concern, other than the part that relates to finding Summer. That's it. That's my rant over.
Donna, well said. And you know what, everyone, can I just say, when I was speaking to Donna today, and we were getting ready for tonight, I pretty much sensed that Donna was in sort of battle mode. I'm not surprised Donna's just said that. I'm not surprised she just spoke like that. And well done, Donna, for speaking so freely.
Yep.
We have been talking about things, and we've been finding more and more things. And quickly again, when Donna's
Sorry, guys. Donna is right. Absolutely. I don't disagree with anything that she's said the entire time.
done another reading, which we've then all got hold of, subscribers and channels alike. Donna let me kindly, and thanks Donna for letting me publish that last reading. She gave away some more information about some locations. One of them was going up past Kingsport and then going out in a straight line, and then she mentioned seeing a brick building with white bollards and pillars. So we ended up going out towards there, and I instantly knew the building, which she showed me, because it appeared in one of my videos about 3 weeks ago when I was covering the flock look and David Dotson, who is really called Billy Dotson, by the way. So I instantly recognised the building. I told Donna, look, this is David Dotson's ex-workplace, and he also lives just over the road from there. So instantly we got another quick, what we may be able to class as a validation for one of Donna's readings. But then that started us off looking into other things. Now today, I've been looking into the Sandman more, as you all know, because I've published a video called The Sandman. Now this is the person who I suspect has been hiring actors, causing a lot of the chaos within the story, a lot of the deception, channels being, do you know what I'm seeing? Not just channels, maybe even subscribers as well, who were sort of adopted to the mentality of the channels. One of my questions that I've got writ up here in front of me on a load of envelopes, if Don popped up, was what does Don think about the Jezebel spirit and how the subscriber limitation channels? I'll move on from that. That's just a side question. But we've also got the Sandman. He's also owned a red Toyota Tacoma at one time, and
So the
It is
Sandman
all
is
about
that Tim guy, right?
because he is into film production, etc.
Yep.
And book writing. He does actually take care of the PR for Seventh-day Adventist churches as well. If he's got that red Tacoma, is that just an idea, as he thought in the script? Oh, what should we say? Oh, there was a red Tacoma there, because he's using is what do you call it, memory recall or something, and he's just
Yep.
thought, oh, let's put a red Tacoma in. I've got images of Sandman owning a red Tacoma in the last video uploaded on my channel right now. Another one of the notes that I have got written down here is Sandman has got a list of aliases on here when you check his background share. I'll send you this as well. I think I sent you.
I think I have it. Yep.
Yeah, I sent you it earlier, didn't I? Remember now.
I
Now,
almost said his real name on here, but I don't think I should. I don't know. Welcome to the
So this is the Sandman that they're talking about. If anyone knows, doesn't know rather.
If all you creators know so much about what's going on down here, then
And there's
pick the phone up
Chase.
and call the private investigator, because you should have their number, okay? You should have their number. So pick the phone up, call them, and ask them, and they'll tell you right now that reward fund needs to go up. That it should go up. Call his public relations guy. Ask him. He'll tell you the same thing, because if you've got the private investigator's number, then you got the public relations man's number. Call him and ask him.
There's a website that's just been created. It's called findsummerwells.com. And it's going to have updated information on there. So we don't put this on there? Absolutely. Yes, Tim Moore right there. He's the one that made it. Yes, Tim Moore right there. He's the one that made it. He created the same thing. But go to findsummerwells.com. You'll find all the information.
Through our investigations, I found some links to this website that I'm just going to tell you right now is not on the up and up, and the person that's running this website has a very long history of posting to onion sites and dark web, but a normal website for a girl to, collect money, for a family to collect money for their child, doesn't have this type of a cyber footprint.
Elias Jim Goad. That last name right there, is the same last name as Don's parents, or grandparents rather. Either, yeah. That's very interesting. Jim Goad. Oh, I want to talk about unsettled. This whole thing, especially you, and you. This is very. When I saw this for the first time, literally made me sick. It made me sick because look at them smiling in the name of summer. Look at that right there. Looks like a little girl waving in the window or like pressing their hand up. Yeah, this is sick. Not okay. Despicable. Did you see that? Where was it? Where Benny Keys was hugging on Dawn. Let me go back, sorry. There's some. That was his Facebook. So gross. Same man Tim Mullen controlling Summerwells case. Miss Lisa says, you always went for the blondes. Very pretty young girl, B. Tim. God bless you. Martha says, one young woman that did come to church some time back, I thought B. Tim liked. She was brown haired, very pretty, slim built, and elegant. I think she was around 18 or 20 years old. I guess he's swapping color preferences. Talking about the hair. This is getting interesting, says Tim Mullen. Bill says, you doing all right? And Tim says, yes, Bill, laughing, just watching as the added comments were getting intriguingly interesting, ponderable, while quite smileable. That is fucked up. This entire thread is fucked up. That is gross. You don't talk and sexualize a child like that. I don't care if he has something to do with it or not. That is gross. Somebody needs to send this to TBI if they haven't already. This is sick. Bro. Ain't that something? I'm so happy. My friend Will Taylor, son of Kingsport George Taylor, brother of George Taylor Jr., man, runs deep, was almost out of time for receiving a quote unquote liver. At the last moments, he was quickly taken to Vanderbilt surgery and released from the hospital today. Now, guys, if you have not watched my video on my EVP session with Summer Wells, there is a very specific response to the trip to the hospital. Go watch it. Please go watch it. It talks about Robin, talks about Grandis, and a snake around the hospital. When I read this, I literally shook because I really do think there's a connection here. Please go watch that video when you have a chance. So when he was 5 or so, he would show up at the house, knock, think of some reason why a discussion was needed, and would say, Tim, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. What does that mean? So happy for him today. Lewis Amon says, huge and very thankful to the donor and donor family. Now, this could totally be innocent, but it's just the way that they worded it. It's very odd. These people are fucking odd. Huh? The thief cometh? Kill, steal, and destroy. John 10:10. What the fuck?
EquiSearch has already hit that place.
They did?
Yes.
And what was your name? I'm Andra.
I'm Cam.
Cam, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet
We
you.
all know this.
We are with, I have a channel too, Cracking Cases. We work with,
Oh, really? I'm Molly Delilah.
how nice to
I'm
meet you.
Bullhorn Betty.
Nice to meet you.
Ready to get that ass whooped? Ha ha! Huh? You came to get that ass whooped? Put one toe on the property, bro. Let me break your fucking face. Ha ha ha!
Pick up your damn drawers, bro.
God damn, you're fatter in real life than I thought. Holy shit!
I'm not gonna give him any more attention. Yeah. So, I don't know if there's anything else left on this video. Let's see. Let's finish it out.
To the crazy train. Choo choo. Thank you.
Shall I watch what I say? Shall I watch what
Oh
I say?
no, nope. We're not. We're done with that. This is about summer, and we've been watching what we say for 6 months, and we're all tired of it. Look at Reverend Donna cussed tonight. We're done. We're tired of it. It's yep. Nope.
Yeah, that's been my point of view, because it's been frustrating for myself with seeing what's going on and having to be so gentle with the topic for a good few months. And I come back to tell everyone what's going on and to work with Donna to try and find out what happened to Summer. Walked into the reward funds and everyone knows what happened there. But the last point that I'm going to raise here is one which we picked up on today as well. Sandman has got an alias, and the alias surname that he uses is Gold, G-O-A-D, which we know is the surname of the woman who is alleged to be Don's mother. So I just thought I'd leave that one there with everyone for now. That's a bit strange, isn't it?
Cliffhanger till next time.
Yeah.
I really want to thank you guys both, and I'd love to have you back again. There's just so much. Thank you so much, Miss Donna, for doing this tonight. And Carl, I am going to end this in a few minutes here, but you guys are always welcome back. I'll be talking to you guys privately. There's a lot that we said tonight, but there's also a lot we didn't get a chance to touch on yet, because that's how deep and dark this is, you guys. I could have these guys up here for like hours, just non-streaming like these other channels do, and like just information. It's
Yeah,
disturbing.
there's a lot of information there, and it's deep, and it's evil, and it involves multiple people. I know that,
And it involves going to a
Dawn
place
hiding
that not
behind
many
this
people want to
religion
go.
is crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy, Dawn. If you are listening, and if you are innocent in
Listen to
any
this.
way, don't hide behind this lie, because the very people I texted him this morning, because I said last night when I went to bed, I was like, somebody close to him is ominous, and that person's there to manage the narrative, and it's
That's
like
Robin. That's
yeah,
Robin.
it's all in Robin, and there's a few. I don't want to name names and get in fights with
Robin
people,
lives
but
on video call with both of them. I told you guys that even before, like they both. That's what makes me think that this was practiced beforehand too, because Robin is the one who told me back in July or August that both Candace and Dawn each have 2 phones, so that she can constantly be talking to both of them at the same time. She told me that.
strange. How strange.
Yep. So the way she described it is exactly this. She said, so if she's talking to Don, he'll have Candace on video call on the phone, and vice versa. If she's with Candace, but Don's at work or whatever, then they video chat. But yeah, she straight up told me that they both have 2 phones, and she said that she's on the phone on video call with them. Like she made it sound like all day, every day. And I believe that because for 5.5 months, I lived on my phone with that man.
Wow. Yeah, there is so many intricate details that are just so creepy and suspicious, and that go so deep. And isn't it convenient to work at a funeral home when you want to
Yeah.
kill people?
Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just leave it with that. I'll just leave it with that. And thank you for having me share. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm sure I'll be texting you tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Have a good night. Thank you.
All right. That was it. Very eye opening. I do appreciate Cher changing direction and going this way, because I think she saw some of the spiritual aspects of this. I think Cher has great intuition, and I do believe that she noticed something going on and was tired of the bullshit and went to the only place she could, which was Donna and ELP. I really do. And she made the right call. Absolutely. I have said some pretty brutal things about Cher in the past, and I apologize for that. I think we were all wrapped up in trying to find Summer, and we weren't patient enough, and everyone was choosing sides and all that shit. But all of that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. We just need to find Summer, and we are on the right path here. I kept quiet for about 3.5 months, 4 months into Summerwell's disappearance. I kept quiet because I saw the bullshit a mile away. The moment I saw Benny Keys talking the first month, I knew that they were going to control that narrative. There was going to be certain creators that are going to dictate how this plays out. So I kept quiet. Not anymore. Because now, not only Spirit is telling me it's time to jump in, but now Donna and ELP, who both have, intuition and logic, are really getting into the nitty gritty of this. This is it. This is it. And I've been warning creators. I don't know if you guys have been seeing me crash Ziggy's panel. Not really crash, but join. I've joined Chasing. I've joined many other ones. And they're like, I don't know about mediums. But I went on there and I explained there's no way around it. This is where it's heading. So let's play nice and be friends. Why not? This is how you create clues, tips. This is how you do it instead of fighting each other. This is it. We need to look into the SDA. And even if, by the off chance that they have nothing to do with it at all, there is some deep-rooted evil shit going on that they're protecting. And a lot of readings that I've done keep saying the same thing over and over. There is some evil shit going on. And it's about to expose the bigger picture. And it might save some lives. Some innocent children's lives. We have no idea how deep this goes. They have a Pathfinder group to help do missing child drills. That in itself is very questionable, guys. And we need to share that information. Institutionalized church and cult-like behavior has ruined lives. Ruined them. People's lives have been taken because of cult-like behavior like this. All right. That was it. I'm going to do a video kind of just recapping what we found, which was so eye-opening. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it. I'm going to work on uploading the Kylan Schultz and Crystal Turner TikTok tarot reading that I did. It's crazy. It mentions Brian Laundrie being kind of connected in some way. It's bananas. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the SDA Church and their involvement and Robin? And do you think that the parents know? Do you think that Dawn and Candace know something's going on with them if they are culpable? What do y'all think? Thank you, 12-Step Woman. Thank you, Heather. Everyone who joined. I really appreciate it. Maybe we can jump on live tomorrow and talk about what we think about that. I really truly think this is the break. And I really hope TBI jumps on that. For if anything, to expose, some of the evil shit that these churches get away with. The unfortunate thing is that sometimes people who are involved in the law enforcement or, governmental sectors are also a part of this cult-like shit. And that's the unfortunate thing. No one is reviewing law enforcement's belief systems and how they overlook things, because that's not what we're supposed to do, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe you are supposed to look at, the Officer Lawson, who he's related to, what he's done in the past, and that goes for TBI. You never know. We have a right to know who our leaders are. Period. The end. Maybe we should start doing that. Break it down. Who's in TBI? What do they do? What do they believe? Are they related to SDA? Do they have special interests And not just Summer's case, but all of the missing children. Who knows? We never know. All right, guys, have a great night. Drink some water. Tomorrow's a new day. We'll find Summer. We will do it.